Hello everybody, welcome to my channel!
Karen Allen is an American actress best known for her warmth, intelligence, and spirited screen presence, qualities that have made her one of the most beloved performers of her generation. Born on October 5, 1951, in Carrollton, Illinois, Allen grew up in a family that moved frequently due to her father's work as an FBI agent. This transient childhood exposed her to diverse cultures and environments, something that later informed the depth and naturalism of her acting. After studying art and design at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, Allen found herself drawn to the theater. She joined the experimental theater scene in the 1970s. Studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute and working with the legendary Actors Studio. Her early work on stage helped her develop a grounded, emotionally honest acting style that would define her later film performances. Allen's breakthrough came in 1978 when she appeared in John Landis's National Lampoon's Animal House as Katie, the sweet and sensible girlfriend of Tom Hulce's character. The film became a cultural phenomenon, and Allen's performance stood out for its authenticity amid the anarchic comedy. Just a few years later, she delivered one of the most iconic performances of the 1980s, Marion Ravenwood in Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Her portrayal of Marion, a tough, witty, and independent woman who could go toe-to-toe with Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones, redefined what a female lead could be in an action-adventure film. Throughout the 1980s, Allen built an impressive and diverse body of work. She starred opposite Jeff Bridges in the romantic sci-fi classic John Carpenter's Starman, 1984, earning critical acclaim for her tender, emotionally rich performance. She also appeared in Shoot the Moon, 1982, with Albert Finney, and in Scrooged, 1988, alongside Bill Murray, another memorable blend of humor and heart. While many of her peers pursued Hollywood stardom aggressively, Allen chose a more balanced and introspective path. She stepped away from major film work in the 1990s to focus on her family and other creative pursuits. She settled in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, where she founded Karen Allen Fiber Arts, a studio and boutique specializing in hand-woven textiles, reflecting her lifelong passion for craftsmanship and design. Despite her quieter public life, Allen has continued to act in film, television, and theater. She reprised her legendary role as Marion Ravenwood in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, 2008, and again in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, 2023, bringing a sense of emotional continuity and nostalgia to the series. In addition to acting, she has also directed theater and independent film projects, demonstrating her multifaceted artistic vision. Karen Allen's legacy lies not only in her iconic roles but also in her enduring integrity as an artist. She represents a rare combination of strength and sensitivity, embodying characters that feel deeply human. Whether on screen or in her creative life off camera, Allen exudes authenticity, humility, and quiet courage, qualities that have earned her lasting admiration from both audiences and peers. As Karen Allen's career evolved, she became something of a Hollywood enigma, an actress who could have easily chased superstardom but instead chose to carve out a more personal and artistic path. Her choices reflect a deep commitment to authenticity and a belief in the value of creative balance over fame. In the 1990s and 2000s, Allen appeared selectively in film and television, preferring roles that carried emotional substance rather than commercial appeal. She starred in The Sandlot, 1993, a nostalgic family film where she played the mother of the young protagonist, a warm, grounding presence that resonated with audiences. She also took on guest roles in television series such as Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, The Perfect Storm, 2000, and Poster Boy, 2004. Always bringing a quiet dignity and emotional realism to her performances. Beyond the screen, Allen became a respected figure in the arts community. In 2003, she founded Karen Allen Fiber Arts, located in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. There, she combined traditional weaving techniques with modern design, creating wearable art pieces. The store quickly gained attention for its craftsmanship, and Allen herself became an advocate for the value of handmade artistry in an increasingly industrialized world. Her dual life as an actress and artisan reflects her belief in creativity as a holistic, lifelong pursuit, not confined to one medium or career path. In interviews, Allen has often spoken about her relationship to fame and the entertainment industry. She has described Hollywood as a place that often prioritizes image over substance. And she has resisted that current by living largely outside its orbit. Her decision to raise her son, Nicholas, away from Los Angeles and closer to nature in New England speaks volumes about her values. She has emphasized mindfulness, environmental consciousness, and the importance of grounding oneself in community, ideals that inform not only her personal life but her artistic approach as well. In recent years, Allen has continued to act, often appearing in independent films that align with her sensibilities. Notable projects include Bad Hurt, 2015, where she delivered a moving performance as a mother struggling to keep her family together under emotional and financial strain, and Colwell, 2019, a contemplative drama about solitude and self-worth in later life. Her performance in Colwell earned her widespread critical acclaim and a Film Independent Spirit Award nomination, underscoring her continued power and presence as an actress decades into her career. When she reprised her role as Marion Ravenwood in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, 2023, it was met with a wave of affection from audiences who saw her as an essential emotional anchor to the series. Even in brief screen time, Allen radiated the warmth and depth that made Marion such a memorable character, strong, intelligent, and full of heart. Karen Allen's legacy extends beyond her filmography. She has become an emblem of artistic integrity, someone who never compromised her identity to fit Hollywood's expectations. Her work continues to inspire younger actors, particularly women, to pursue their craft with authenticity and courage. Whether she's on screen, on stage, or at her loom weaving intricate fibers into vibrant patterns, Karen Allen embodies the essence of creativity as a lifelong journey. Her career is a testament to endurance, self-respect, and the belief that success means staying true to one's passions and principles, even when that path leads away from the spotlight. Karen Allen's relationship with the performing arts has always been one of genuine devotion rather than ambition. Throughout her career, she has remained deeply rooted in the craft of acting, approaching every role with humility, curiosity, and an artist's sense of discovery. Beyond film, she has also maintained a long-standing connection to the theater, which she often describes as her true home as an actress. In the 1970s, before Hollywood came calling, Allen performed in experimental off-Broadway productions, including those at the Washington Theater Laboratory and the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, where she absorbed the fundamentals of method acting and character exploration. This theatrical foundation shaped her screen work. Every gesture and line delivery feels lived in, emotionally precise, and never mannered. Even after gaining fame in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Allen frequently returned to the stage. She performed at Williamstown Theatre Festival, Berkshire Theatre Group, and other regional theaters across New England, often taking on challenging material in intimate productions. Her stage work includes roles in classics like The Glass Menagerie, The Miracle Worker, and A Summer Day, where her performances were praised for their emotional clarity and quiet power. In her later years, she also began directing plays, channeling her artistic sensibility into shaping performances and guiding younger actors. Allen has also become an educator and mentor, sharing her deep understanding of acting with new generations. She has taught at Bard College at Simon's Rock and other local institutions, emphasizing process over product, encouraging students to engage with characters not as performances but as extensions of empathy and human observation. Her teaching philosophy mirrors her own life, that art should come from authenticity, not ego. Critics and collaborators often describe Allen as a grounded presence both on-screen and off. Directors like John Carpenter and Steven Spielberg have praised her intuitive grasp of character and her ability to bring emotional truth to fantastical or heightened situations. Her co-stars frequently recall her kindness, intelligence, and sense of humor, traits that made her an anchor on set. Jeff Bridges once said that working with Allen on Starman was like acting with light. She gives you something real to reflect off of. Despite her aversion to the Hollywood spotlight, Allen has received a steady stream of honors throughout her career. She has been celebrated at numerous film festivals and arts organizations for her contributions to independent film and for her embodiment of the artist-citizen ideal, someone who uses creativity as a means of connection, not competition. In recent interviews, Allen has reflected on the cyclical nature of her artistic life. She often speaks about how acting, weaving, and directing all fulfill the same essential impulse, to create harmony and meaning through craft. For her, weaving threads into fabric is not unlike weaving emotions into a performance. Both are acts of patience, intuition, and love. Karen Allen stands today as one of the most quietly influential figures in American cinema. Her body of work resists categorization. She is at once the adventurous Marion Ravenwood, the tender Jenny Hayden from Starman, the nurturing mother in The Sandlot, and the reflective woman of Colwell. Yet beyond her roles, Allen represents something even more enduring, an artist who lives with grace, integrity, and a profound respect for the creative spirit. Karen Allen's cultural impact reaches far beyond her filmography. She represents a rare, enduring archetype in American cinema, the intelligent, compassionate, and self-possessed woman who remains entirely her own person. In an industry often driven by trends, image, and youth, Allen's career has been a quiet rebellion, one built on artistry, authenticity, and emotional truth. Her most iconic character, Marion Ravenwood, stands as a landmark in film history. When Raiders of the Lost Ark premiered in 1981, female characters in adventure films were still often relegated to supporting or decorative roles. Marion changed that. She was resourceful, courageous, witty, and equal to Indiana Jones in every way. Audiences immediately responded to Allen's spirited portrayal. Marion wasn't a damsel to be rescued. She was a partner and a survivor. That performance helped redefine the role of women in action cinema, paving the way for stronger, more dimensional heroines in the decades that followed. Yet Allen's influence goes deeper than one iconic role. Across her body of work, she has portrayed women of quiet strength, characters who radiate empathy, intelligence, and moral clarity. From Starman's tender portrayal of loss and rediscovery to Colwell's meditation on solitude and self-worth, Allen's performances explore the resilience of the human spirit with remarkable subtlety. Critics have noted that she has a rare ability to make ordinary lives feel profound, revealing beauty in stillness and honesty in vulnerability. Culturally, Allen has also become a touchstone for audiences seeking authenticity in an age of artificiality. Her decision to leave Hollywood at the height of her fame and build a creative life in Massachusetts has inspired countless artists who wish to balance career with purpose. She once said in an interview, "I didn't want to chase something that didn't feel real to me anymore. I wanted to live in a world where I could keep creating and stay human." That philosophy, the pursuit of integrity over glamour, has made her a symbol of artistic independence. Her impact extends to her work in the arts community as well. Through Karen Allen Fiber Arts, she has revitalized traditional weaving techniques and brought new attention to the intersection of art, design, and sustainability. The store has become a cultural hub in Great Barrington, where locals and visitors alike encounter not just handmade textiles but the ethos of a life devoted to craft and mindfulness. In this sense, Allen has become not only an actress but a cultural artisan, weaving her creative philosophy into everything she touches. Younger generations of actors, especially women, often cite her as a role model, not just for her performances but for the choices she's made. Actresses such as Jennifer Lawrence and Brie Larson have mentioned being influenced by women like Allen who embodied strength without sacrificing emotional honesty. In an age when celebrity can feel detached or performative, Allen's quiet grace and genuine spirit remain refreshingly human. Even as she enters her 70s, Karen Allen continues to challenge expectations. Her work in Colwell, 2019, earned her comparisons to legends like Gena Rowlands and Sissy Spacek for its introspection and emotional precision. She shows that artistry has no expiration date, that experience, sensitivity, and self-awareness only deepen with time. Ultimately, Karen Allen's legacy is one of quiet power. She has lived her life and career as an artist first and foremost, curious, grounded, and unafraid of change. Whether portraying iconic film heroines, crafting delicate textiles, or guiding young performers, she radiates a deep belief in the transformative power of creativity. To watch Karen Allen is to be reminded that authenticity still matters, that the truest kind of beauty lies not in perfection or spectacle, but in sincerity, compassion, and the courage to live one's art. Karen Allen's story, when viewed as a whole, feels like a portrait of artistic evolution, a life lived not in pursuit of fame, but in harmony with creativity itself. She has built a career and a philosophy that emphasize endurance over ambition, depth over visibility, and meaning over glamour. Her path reflects the spirit of an artist who has spent decades quietly shaping American film and culture from the edges rather than the center. After her early triumphs in the 1980s, Allen faced the same pressures many actresses of her era did, an industry that too often sidelined women as they aged. Yet rather than struggle against that system, she gracefully stepped away from it. She chose her battles, accepting only the projects that resonated with her. Her decision to move from Los Angeles to the Berkshire Mountains in western Massachusetts was both personal and symbolic, a conscious departure from Hollywood's machinery toward a more self-directed, holistic existence. In the Berkshires, she found what she once called a creative ecosystem. She became a fixture in the local arts community, working with regional theater companies, mentoring students, and supporting independent filmmakers. She collaborated with organizations like the Berkshire Film and Media Collaborative and Berkshire Theater Group, helping to strengthen the region's cultural landscape. Allen has described her life there as one of balance, spending mornings weaving in her studio, afternoons rehearsing or teaching, and evenings with friends, family, and local artists. Her directorial debut, A Tree, a Rock, a Cloud, 2017, based on a short story by Carson McCullers, exemplified her artistic sensibility. The film, a meditation on love, loneliness, and human connection, was a small but deeply felt work that received praise on the festival circuit for its poetic tone and sensitivity. In interviews, Allen explained that directing the film felt like a natural extension of her lifelong interest in the emotional architecture of storytelling. It revealed another dimension of her talent, the quiet precision of a filmmaker who listens closely to the human heart. Allen's perspective on life and art has grown even more reflective in recent years. She has spoken about how aging has brought her peace rather than anxiety. In her words, every age has its magic. There's a richness that comes with time, the sense that you don't need to prove anything anymore. You just need to be true. This graceful acceptance has become part of her identity. She stands as a reminder that artists don't fade with time, they deepen. Her work in Colwell, 2019, captured this beautifully. As Nora, a small-town postmaster facing retirement and isolation, Allen gave one of her most layered performances, a study in quiet resilience and the need for connection. Critics praised her ability to embody the subtleties of loneliness without sentimentality. The role earned her nominations and renewed attention from cinephiles who saw in her performance the same sincerity that defined her early work, now burnished by time and wisdom. Karen Allen's personal life reflects the same values that define her artistry. Her marriage to actor Cale Brown, with whom she has one son, Nicholas, ended amicably, and she has remained close to her family. Nicholas, who has worked in the music industry, often speaks about the grounding influence of his mother's creativity and compassion. Allen's relationship with her son and her community speaks to her philosophy that love and art are not separate pursuits, but interwoven threads of the same fabric. Today, she continues to appear at festivals, conventions, and retrospectives, not as a celebrity basking in nostalgia, but as a working artist reflecting on the continuum of her life's work. She often participates in panels about women in film, sustainability in the arts, and creative independence, lending her voice to conversations about what it means to live authentically in a world of constant change. Karen Allen's cultural footprint is therefore multifaceted. To some, she will always be the indomitable Marion Ravenwood, to others, the tender soul of Starman, and to many, the wise and patient teacher weaving beauty from thread and emotion alike. In every incarnation, she has stayed true to herself, an artist of integrity, a woman of vision, and a spirit of enduring grace. Karen Allen's life and career unfold like a map of a true artist's journey, one marked not by constant spotlight but by continual reinvention, self-discovery, and quiet mastery. Her trajectory mirrors the evolution of American cinema itself, moving from the rebellious energy of the 1970s to the blockbuster spectacle of the 1980s. Through the introspective indie resurgence of the 1990s and 2000s, and into the deeply personal, reflective storytelling of today. Born Karen Jane Allen on October 5, 1951, in Carrollton, Illinois. She was the eldest of 3 daughters. Her father was an FBI agent, and her mother was a teacher, a combination that instilled in her both discipline and intellectual curiosity. Because her father's job required frequent relocations, Allen spent her childhood moving from town to town across the Midwest and East Coast. This nomadic upbringing, while sometimes isolating, also exposed her to different kinds of people and ways of living, something she later said gave her empathy and adaptability as an actress. As a teenager, Allen developed a love for literature, art, and the countercultural movements of the 1960s. She was drawn to the world of ideas and expression, studying art and design at the Fashion Institute of Technology, FIT, in New York City. Yet it wasn't fashion that ultimately captured her heart, it was storytelling. After seeing a performance of Jerzy Grotowski's experimental theater work, she realized that acting could be a path to exploring the human condition. In the mid-1970s, she began training seriously as an actress, studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute and immersing herself in New York's vibrant theater scene. Her early stage work included small, off-Broadway and experimental productions that emphasized emotional truth and ensemble performance over spectacle. Allen's naturalism and expressive intelligence quickly drew notice. Her film debut came with a small but striking role in Animal House, 1978, a film that became a cultural milestone. As Katie, the down-to-earth girlfriend of Tom Hulce's character, she played the only adult presence amid the film's college chaos. Her calm sincerity made her instantly memorable, and the success of the film opened the door to Hollywood. The true turning point came in 1981, when she starred as Marion Ravenwood in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by George Lucas, the film launched a new era of adventure cinema, and Marion, played by Allen with fiery charisma and humor, became an instant icon. Unlike the helpless heroines of earlier adventure serials, Marion was brave, witty, and fully dimensional. Allen's chemistry with Harrison Ford was electric, giving the film emotional weight amid its thrills. Throughout the 1980s, Allen chose her roles carefully. She starred in
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.